welcome back to my little podcast, or welcome over to my channel if you are a new viewer. This is episode number 9, and this is my podcast all about crafting, mostly about knitting and spinning, but also sewing and a little bit of woodwork and other things over here. I'm coming from Sweden. My name is Emilia, and I live here in Sweden with my 4 lovely children and my husband. We are living on a small farm in a generation living, so my mom and dad also lives on this farm. And yeah, I'm 31 years old, and I have been knitting for almost 22 years. In this episode I'm gonna include a new little segment that's called My Own Design, and yeah, in otherwise it's gonna be like every other episode. I will talk about finished objects, I will talk about whips, and maybe some future cast-ons plan, and yeah, a little farm update, life update in the end. So we can just start with the fun parts. It have been almost 3 weeks since I last recorded, and I have not had so much time to actually finish something. But I have 2 finished objects for this week, and I will start with my son's sweater. I was talked about last episode. I will just try to put it on a hanger so I can show it to you nicely. And it was a really quick knit. And he really loves it. So here we go. Here is my son Victory's sweater that I talked about in the last episode. Hope you can see it. I will try to stand up so you can see all of it. Yeah, it's a little bit wrinkled now because he have wear this sweater a lot, and I was just tucked it away yesterday. Got a little bit wrinkled up, but anyway, it's easy sweater with this lovely pattern design on the bottom and edge of the cuffs, and the pattern name is called, I'm prepared this time, woohoo! I actually do have my computer with me. It's called Boy Sweater, and it's made by Lisa Chemery. I should not be allowed to pronounce anybody's last name because I probably butcher it all. It was, as I said, a super quick knit. It's knitted up on 4 and 5mm needles, and I knitted it in Drops Merino Extra Fine in the colorway Forestgreen. But I know a lot of places when you order yarn from Drops, it's just numbers. But every pattern and every yarn that I use, I will link everything below in my description box. So if they are something you are interested in, you can find it there. But I will pop in a picture because the pattern on this bottom and on the cuffs was actually meant to be a little bit delayed on the side, so it's gonna be like vertical, horizontal. Oh my god, these terms, I am so bad on these terms. Sorry, I had to move the camera a little bit. but he wanted them straight down, so I did that little bit of modification on this sweater for him. And also I didn't went with the big needles, the 5mm needles on the actually hem ribbing, because it was meant to be on the bigger size needles, but I just thought when I tried it out it more looked like a skirt. It was not so nice. It was pretty loosely and not so narrow and neat finish, so I went down to size 4mm needles again that you use for the plain stockinette section on these. And I also did this collar on 4mm needles, even though you should have 5mm needles. So that was the modification I did on this sweater, and I already thinking of custom a new one for my little nephew. He has just turned 6 months old now. It goes so fast. Oh wow, time is flying by. So I'm thinking of knitting my little nephew in thread one of these two, because I have yarn left over. I got 3 balls and I know I have 1 more balls in my living room, so I will be perfectly fine, because this took only 4.5 ball to make this, and this I have made in the size 4 years old, even though my little Victory is soon to be 6 years old. But I have knitted in this drop merino extra fine before. It's a superwash yarn, and I know it will grow a lot in the length and also a little bit on the wide side. So when I blocked it and it was all finished, it turned out exactly what I was thinking of and what I was prepared on. It grew a lot, so it actually slightly too big for him right now, but that's just fine, because then he can grow into it. Because if you do have kids, you know they grow like crazy when they are small. So I'm super happy about this sweater. As I said, it was a really quick knit and I enjoyed it. The pattern was super easy, and if you are looking for a cute little boy sweater for a toddler or a child up to 12 years old, I can highly recommend this, and I can highly recommend it if you are looking for a gift knit pattern to do, because it was super quick. I knit this up at least 5 days, I think, and I was not exclusively knitting on this. I just knitted for like 1 or 2 hours in the evenings. So if I was exclusively knitting on this, maybe I have finished this in just 2 days. So it's a very, very good pattern if you are looking for a quick gift knit for a little one. And that was all for that that pattern and that first finished object. Now I will just change page on my computer so I can talk about the next finished object I have, and it is sorry okay. The Easy Peasy Socks by Karolina Adamczyk. I should not be allowed to pronounce last name, as I say. And I used to love them. I adore them. It was super fun to knit, and they actually it did go so quick. I have already finished both of them, and when will I ever learn where you are on this camera? And I really enjoy them. I have already cast on a new pair of them, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and as I said, I will link it down below. The only thing I did do with these socks, just take one, it was, you see this white stripes when it's not any pattern at all, that in the pattern it says it's gonna be a white stripe even on the bottom of the foot, so it will be a white stripe a little now and then, but I thought it was interrupted this beautiful striped bottom of the foot, and I didn't want that, so I was a good girl and catch all the floats and continue with the striping on the foot instead. Because I think, because it should be a very easy pattern, she will not have you catch any floats. So I did just do that little bit of a modification yet. Actually, I don't have, I just put it on this sock blockers, and this pair will go to a grandma. I don't gonna tell you which grandma, because I know all of the grandmas to my kids do watch my podcasts, so I don't gonna spoil who's gonna get this pair of socks, but it is a grandma to the kids. And I told you I have cast on a new pair of socks, but the other pair of socks will be white and green instead. And yeah, it went so quick. I cast this on before the knit night, not 2 weeks ago, and this pair have been finished for, yeah, over a week right now, so they do go super quick to knit up. So it also a good recommendation for a knit, gift knit that are quick, even though you're maybe not familiar with the color work. This will actually might be a good pattern to start with if you are tempted to try color work, because it's super easy. You don't have to catch any floats, and the repeats are so easy to memorize, and it's just flow by like a second, and it's super fun to knit. And I can talk about socks like forever, because I really do enjoy knitting socks. But anyway, highly recommend this pattern, highly recommend it if you are looking for a quick sock knits that are a little bit more inspirational, or maybe it's something more than just plain vanilla socks to give away for Christmas. So go and check them out and give them a try. So that was all the finished object for this week. So then we can go to whips, and I'm so mad at myself. I just remembered that I didn't take the yellow cardigan with me. Why did I don't do it? And I'm not gonna run and get it either, because my little Alva is sick, and yesterday I was so happy. She was feeling so much better, her fever was gone, and today it's back again, and she have a really high fever. She sticks on me like a bandage when she are sick, and now she are all cuddled up in her dad's lap, and if I show up she's probably gonna want to just hang on me again. So I will show that in the next episode, I promise. And anyway, I talked about that in the last episode, that I should not cast on her anything new before I did the arm sticking. stitch. Did I do that? No. But anyway, I have worked on the yellow cardigan now, so I have put in the arm sticking stitches, and I decided to do 2 whole repeats of the main body color work before I did it. So I think I'm almost 10 centimeter up higher on my armholes that I should be, but I have 2 reasons for that. Reason number 1 is that I wanted more narrow shoulders, no, arms on the pattern. I will pop in a picture so you can see how the actually finished garment will look like. But also I do knit this one up in Holst Super Soft, and I was talking about Holst Super Soft when I had purchased the yarn before, and I told you that it blooms up a lot, but I did forget to mention it also shrinks a bit, and that's just because it's so much spinning oil, and when it's bloom, it's of course it's gonna try to actually pull the fabric together a little bit more, so that's why it shrinks so much. And I already know that, and I already have that in mind, so I count that in when I do this pattern, that I have to add more length to it if I want it to be in the same length of sweater or cardigan on the picture and the schematic in the pattern. So, but I decided to go and more further and that, and add quite a lot more length on it, because I want it a little bit longer and a little bit more narrow or sleeves on it, so I do some modification on it, and that's just the fun part of being a knitter, that you can actually do all this modification to have the garment fits you, because in the end it's you who's gonna wear it, that it have to fit, and you have to feel comfortable to wear your own hand knit. If you don't do, probably it's just gonna lay in a drawer or be stuck in a wardrobe and you will not wear it. So I think that's quite important, that we try to make them fit yourself, so you actually wear them, because you spend a lot of times and a lot of money in everything in it. Enough about the yellow cardigan. But anyway, I just want to say that we no, we don't. But I was talking about another cardigan or cardigan wrap thing last week. No, not last week. Last episode. Oh my god, I cannot put my head together today. Sorry if I'm looking away. I will just try to put up the page again, so I actually do what I'm talking. Do know what I'm talking about. And I was talking about this Zosia wrap cardigan by, yeah, that's a good point, Aleksandra Sołowianiuk. Yeah, I should not even try to pronounce the names. I'm so bad to pronounce names. Maybe I have to practice. So this is how far I have got right now, and I do in love to knit on this. I would try to. This is not so damn easy. Nope, I don't think you can actually see the pattern on it, and I have so bad lighting, but it's a beautiful pattern. And I really do love this. I really do. And the thing about this cardigan was, when I started to knit this one, oh my god, I thought I had done something wrong. I thought I did something, that I missed something in the pattern, because when I was starting up with actually lace type of pattern on the front, I didn't know where's the lace. What should I do? And I did overthink it a lot, because the stitch you're doing is so damn easy, and it was too easy in my head to actually create that beautiful pattern. So I was checking out and I think I read the pattern like 4 or 5 times again, and look at the chart again and try, what have I missed here? But I didn't miss anything. It was just too easy to actually do this beautiful pattern, because I was expecting something super complicated, but it was not. But I will not talk so much more about the stitch, because it is a paid for pattern, and I highly recommend, if you are up for a beautiful, neat little wrap that are super feminine and also beautiful, I highly recommend to check out this pattern. It's super fun to knit, and I already thinking of knitting another one in the color raspberry, and it's knitted in alpaca silk, brushed alpaca silk from Drops, and it is the call for yarn, and the colorway I am knitting this up is Pearlgrey, but I will also include the numbers of this, and you knit them on 4 and 4.5 millimeter needles, and I do not know the US term of that, but anyway. And yeah, I do enjoy knit this one, and it's gonna be super hot. And when I knit this, I actually do have this like a blanket in my lap, and it's super hot, even though it's gonna be light and airy. As you can see, it's quite see-through, just because it's this brushed alpaca, but it's gonna be hot, and it's gonna be super nice. So I so tempted to have that finish, so I actually can wear it pretty soon. Yeah, that was whip number 2. And then we have whip yes, the yellow cardigan. Sorry, my head is all over the place like always, so we need to have some more coffee, I think. Then we have whip number 2 that I have to show, 3 that I have to talk about. And oh, this looks pretty funny, because they are not finished yet, but they will look more nice in the next episode, I promise. But right now it looks like some oversized mini pants for a little creature or something. But this is actually gonna be a pair of slippers, and this is gonna be a pair of slippers for my little Alva, and she's only 3, soon to be 4. And the pattern is called Santa Slipper from Drops Design. I think I have knit this pattern like every year, but my small have grown out of these slippers. I made them last year. So you knit them in one piece, you seam them together, and then you are felting them in the washing machine, and they become like small, beautiful little slippers. And the pattern it's called for that you will have a white cuff, and this slipper part is gonna be red because it's named Santa Slippers. But I like when it's just the same color all the way through. And this is also a super quick knit, and it's included from baby to man size. And I started this one literally 1 hour ago, and I have 10 centimeters more to go. Then I have to cast it off, and then I will seam it together and start the other one. So this is also a really quick knit and a good gift knit if you have somebody who's freezing the feet off, because they are super hot. The actually yarn that's called for is Drop Snow, but I have so many skeins or balls left over of, maybe I should show you the right side. Drops Nepal, from I did a sweater, no, a cardigan to my mom this spring. Oh wow. No, I thought I would have a door. This is a door, by the way, into my bedroom, and I thought my little baby, I heard footsteps. So, but anyway, she didn't want it. But I had so much left over from that cardigan I made. It's called the Puppy Cardigan by Folk and Fox. I will insert a picture of the cardigan. I will also link the pattern below. But all of these is left over of Nepal, and I have used Nepal to hold 2 strand togethers before I make this pair of slippers, so it will just be fine, but you have to hold 2 strands together anyway. And actually it don't take a lot of amount of yarn, but it's quick, it's fun, and they are quite cute when they are finished. And I also used to do some embroidery on the cuffs on their slippers, but I will sure talk about them more in the next episode when they are finished, so you can have a look how they turns out. So that was whip number 2-3. 2-3. Oh. I'm just starting a mess here. And I was also talking about in the last episode my son's Coziest memories blanket, and I was trying to do a square per day. Right now I have not done more than 4 squares, so I have done something, so I'm not feeling so bad anymore. But I would try to do a few more squares today when I don't knit on something that sorry, I just thought I had my little baby. Sorry for the breaks. This is called life. The life of 4 kids. But now that my baby is sick, I cannot work on something that actually takes much of brain power, because I don't have any brain power left right now. But we can talk about that more in the end. So this is all for the whips that actually do have patterns out. Some you can find. And this takes us to some other whips that are my own design. And it's 2 whips I can show you. One a little sneak peek of, and when I will show you more more close up and go into very much of details on it. But I have been searching my butt off a funny kid socks that are quite much a vanilla sock, but quite not anyway. But I cannot find any pattern that I actually do like, and I think they always turn out too big in the legs. Maybe it's just my baby who don't have so big legs. She's quite skinny. All my kids are quite skinny. And yeah, so I decided to actually go and do my own pattern. So this is the start. I cast this on yesterday, and this is a sock from my Alva, and I wanted a little bit longer leg on them because the only pattern I have find, and it's probably full of socks outside out on Ravelry that I just don't have the mindset to find right now. I am sure there are so many good designers who actually have already think of this in a mean way. But anyway, so this is a contrast cuff, and yeah, just a funny leg, and then a contrast slip stitch heel, and then I have just started the foot. But anyway, it's a heel flap and gusset, and as you see, it's knitted top down. But the thing I have done, it is all over 1x1 rib, and the 1x1 rib will continue on the upper side of the foot part, but it will be plain stockinette on the side of the foot, and it's gonna be a contrasted toe too. And I will release this pattern for free if you are a mom like me that cannot find good quick socks for little babies. Now it's when we're going to winter, and it's gonna be free, and it's gonna be from baby up to men's size, so you can knit them for the whole family. And they are knit up in 2mm needles in the size, I think I call this size 4. I have wrote it all down already, so this is one design I'm working on. It's nothing unique at all, but I just wanted a good pattern. And I'm sure it's so much good pattern out there, but I don't find it, and so I just make it up myself then. But the yarn, we can talk about the yarn. And I was talking about this yarn in the last episode when I have knitted my little daughter, also my own design, just a straight nice little top. Oh, nicely because I tangled it up and twisted. And I was talking about how much it's peeling already, and why do I use the yarn in a sock then? Yeah, I will sure tell you. This one was the mystery skein I talked about in my first episode, and because I just tried this sock out, and I had so much left after the top, and I thought, okay, I can just try it with the yarn, so I don't waste any yarn if I mess it up all. But when I was buying the other skeins, that I realized it's the same yarn as these, the same colorway, Luxus sock yarn from Mayflower. And I was caking up one of the skeins I bought, and realized it was not thicker. No, this is a fingering weight, The sock yarn is a fingering weight and the thickness is almost the same, but the feel to them was not the same. And I should know that. I should know this type of thing because I am a spinner, but I didn't actually look at the strand of yarn at all. I just was so excited. It was the same type of yarn in the same colorway. The skein was more or less identical, but this one is just one strand of merino. I'm pretty damn sure it's merino, because the other one don't feel so soft and smooth like this, and that is a 4-ply. And if you have a single, it's gonna peel. It's gonna peel like crazy. So it was exactly what's happened. So it's nothing wrong with the yarn that I told you last time. I was so disappointed. I don't want to buy this yarn again. Yada yada yada. But it was all myself to blame. Because if I have just realized it's just a single, it's not a plied yarn at all, I will probably not use it in a pretty well-wear garment, and not in a kid's garment that I know she's gonna wear like crazy. So, all good. Lesson learned the hard way, like I always learn stuff. So that is all about this yarn, but if you are buying the actually Luxus sock yarn, I don't know if this singles actually do exist anymore, because I cannot find them. I can just find the Luxus sock yarn that are applied. So I don't know if they are discontinued or something like that. But anyway, so that's the first design I'm working on, just a regular sock. And then we have also a new shawl, of course. As you see, my beautiful, I can lean this sort of noise this way, is my beautiful rustica shawl. I showed it up last episode. I will include a picture on this beauty. This is also my design, and I do working on the pattern right now, but I have to do a new spin because this shawl is more or less meant to be your own hand spun yarn, and you will do it in a worsted weight and a woolen spun. No, you will do a worsted spun and a woolen spun. That's not worsted weight. But when I did this one, I actually didn't, I was writing down the pattern as I go, I did, but I didn't thought to actually do something more about it, so I didn't do the specs on the yarn, so I don't know. I know it's a light DK weight, that I know. I cannot remember right now the breadth per inch, but I didn't measure the actually yardage. I didn't weigh the skeins or something like that. I just did it for fun. So I have to do another spin and do all the specs for the yarn before I can even think about put this out to the world. So in the meantime, I have done another one, and this is gonna call, the name on this shawl is called Krampus Return, and I will just give you a little sneak peek because this will be released, and I already do look for test knitters. So if you are tempted to do a test knit for me, please leave a comment and I will sure get in touch with you, and I will be super happy. But this is how it looks right now, and I know it's quite wonky, and it's gonna be 2 colors, and it's gonna be quite much fun. But you cannot actually see them. But it's called Krampus Return. It's have nothing to do with Christmas. Oh my god, my brain is whoosh. And it's a finger and weight yarn. And it's gonna be knitted on 3.5mm needles. And it's gonna be a huge one or a small one. That's depend on you. But anyway, Krampus. Why Krampus? Yeah, it is like this. I'm foolish in love with folklores and folk tales, all old folklore and folk tales. I think they are so fun to read, so fun to listen to, so fun to watch the movies about them. And here in the Nordic countries we have a lot of folklores and all type of creatures in the woods that people was believing, or I think somebody actually still do. And that lead me up to, I wanted to use some of their names, and I'm gonna include a little bit of a story about them in the pattern. And I also do work on other sock pattern, and I don't gonna show it right now because I have just finished the chart and start trying to knitting it myself. But it's gonna be a sock that's called Skogsrået, and here in Sweden Skogsrået is something I think almost everyone who's grown up know about. And she's actually a wood creature that how should I explain her? She's tempted the hunters, the male hunters, and she take their souls, and she do actually starting in a relationship with them. But if you are cheating on her, you will never ever be able to hunt again. If you are faithful to her as a man hunter that have lost your soul to the Skogsrået, then you will always have good hunting luck. So I just had to have her name because, yeah, my early childhood memories was much about the story about Skogsrået. I remember when my grandma told me about her when I was little, and she had told me a lot of folklore and folk tales, and I just love them. Please do, if you have some folklore or folk tales that you know about, please put them down below, because I would so much enjoy to read everyone, because I have not so much knowledge of them outside of the Nordic countries and like East Europeans folklores. So please, 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 please share with me if you have some good stuff, because I think it's so funny. So that was actually all of my work in progress for this time, and I will sure have a little bit more next time. But next episode will include sewing, quite much sewing, because we are just starting to sew some aprons, and I'm gonna sew a Christmas dress for Alva, and I will also be sewing PJ pants to all the family, so we can be all matchy this Christmas. So it will be quite a much showing, I think, in the next episode. I hope, if I manage to get something done, because it's not so easy to get something done when my little baby is sick. But anyway, that was all for the crafty the life update. Yeah, what have happened? Not so much. I have not been well. I have managed to do... No, I have not managed to do an inflammation in my shoulder, but I have managed to get an inflammation in my bad shoulder, so I have not been able to do much at all because I have been in so much pain. So now I am on some heavy medication, on anti-inflammatory medication, and I have right now finished an antibiotica cure. So now I'm left with some quite heavy painkillers for the night, so I actually can sleep. But when my baby gets sick, I don't even care. It don't even matter how I'm feeling. I'm just all for my babies when they're sick. And they have been sick, all of them. It's just bouncing around through. One gets rid of it and the next one catch it, and it's have just been like this for over a month now. And I don't know. It's just been crazy. But the dogs, the ducks, the turkeys, the hens, all of them are feeling just fine. Everything is going just fine. We are all finished for the winter now, but it has been quite hot for this time of year. We have no snow. We have just have a few days, or night I should say, of frost. And it is the 16th of November over here. Last year we had almost a meter snow this time of year, and we had like 15 or 16 negative degrees Celsius, and now we have, last week I think we have almost 19 degrees plus Celsius. So it's almost like summer temperature. It's just weird. It's just weird. So I am hoping for some cold weather now, and I'm hoping for some snow, because I am, yeah, a real winter person. I could have snow all year around, and I could have freezing temperatures all year around, because I'm not a person who actually do feel well when it's hot. So I'm sure do longing for snow right now and cold weather. But anyway, that was all the life update. It have not been so much happening over here, but I almost forgot. I am 3 subscribers away from 100 subscribers now. So if you don't have subscribed to my channel and you do like my contents, my videos, you like to hang out with me, I would be so happy if you do subscribe. Because when I hit 100 subscribers, I'm gonna have a giveaway. Again, a giveaway, a fun giveaway. And even though you can just leave a comment, just because I think it's so nice when people actually do leave a comment, and we to reply on them and see what you are up to, what you are working on, how you're feeling, what you're doing, how's the weather over where you are you going to spring, or are you also going to winter? Yeah, just to have a conversation. It's just fun. So please like and subscribe, and please leave me a comment down below. And yeah, I think that was all for this time, and I will hopefully see you in 2 weeks, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and you also have a lot of time for your craft things, and don't forget to rest. And I will see you soon. Bye bye.